right. Okay, lots of YouTube, folks. That's neat. Hey, so, I don't know any better. What happens for you folks on YouTube? What happened when I started streaming? Like, did like your desktop yell at you? Did YouTube yell at you? Um, did you hear my whispers in your ear or something like that? Like, what told you that I was broadcasting? Like, where'd you come from? I'm kind of curious. I should turn on camera. I'll have that on at least. Camera! Come on! Come on. There we go. Okay. It said Daddy wants a cuddle, and then I clicked and then the screen came up. Nice. Okay. Front page, push notification on phone. Got it. YouTube told you. Okay. Neat. Okay, so I'm just testing stuff, so yeah. There's only so much that I'm able to do. Only so much that I'm able to like check out when I'm like trying to do like a private stream or an unlisted stream. Like I can only do like the good shit when it's live. So let's see. Like here's what's irritating. Like it's like I want to do like just a quick, hey, I want to go check out like what's going on with the stream. So like here I can do it really quick. It just goes right over. Here I gotta go through these pop-ups. Yes, I'm streaming right now. Yes, I'm using streaming software. And then it defaults to like some fangled doo-doo. And then I gotta click here to go to the manage thing. And there should be something here, but it's not. It's supposed to be. There's supposed to be something there. What the hell? Let's try this again. So I'm gonna hit manage. There it is. See? See? There's the thing. Okay, so now I'm here. And now I'm here. And now... Okay, so how do I do this? Too bad I'm gonna watch. Ah, well, that's how it goes. You guys are being helpful, though. So I appreciate it. Choose a thing, customization. So this is for... Okay, the chat stuff's on. Message delays on. It's set to, so like I think every time I need to set this to, you know, anyone or subscribers. Like the intention for me, the intention is to do subscribers, you know, a sub only chat. Like I just want to be able to quickly do that, but it's not very friendly. I just want to be able to hit a button, right? I should have lights on too. I look giga dark. So. Ta-da, I'm streaming. Ah, my hair is terrible. Okay, so another thing I want to check is don't do this. I want to test like some notifications and see how it works. So where's my thing? I need to go to Christ. Click notification out of You're fine watching. I can't do anything about it. So am I buffering? No buffering. Maybe buffering. Okay. Okay. So here's the YouTube test for a tip thing. Cool. Okay. So that popped up. Oh, that's like so small. Why is it so tiny? What did I do? What did I do? Okay, YouTube overlay. Where is the YouTube overlay? I don't know where the YouTube overlay is. Oh, maybe no. Oh. I should take that off screen. Okay, now I can see. Fake tip. Go. Okay. Good. You don't see it at all. That makes more sense to me. So I need to make an overlay for when YouTube people do stuff. Right? So how do I do this again? Ugh, it's been so long since I've set up like these overlays and stuff, man. Something browser, YouTube, and a super great. I didn't intend for that test to happen. Hi, Zioli. Okay, so how did that look there? See, what I would like is for like the super chats to be like bright and like screaming at your ass and all that, and it's not, and that's unfortunate. Okay. Anyway, so YouTube overlay, boom, and okay, that's very loud. Let me change it to this. Okay, so let's try this again. A testing. Okay, that wasn't it. Did you hear? Can you hear that? By the way, can you hear the Brutosaur song? That's actually very important. For science, we should send in. You did hear it, okay? Because for the longest time, y'all couldn't hear it, and that made me really upset. I was like, y'all couldn't hear the Brutosaur song like this entire time? What the hell is wrong with me? Okay, so I didn't see that notification pop up. So I'm just looking for like a little YouTube thing. Yeah, that's not it. Where are you at? Create overlay network and XYZ summon. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about at all. Yeah, how weird. I'm on. Oh, save. Genius. Genius. Soul. Okay, let's try this again. And boop. Still doesn't fucking pop up. But I can hear things. This is so lame. Okay, I'll copy the overlay URL again. I'm gonna paste it. I'm gonna hit OK. I wish everyone is Benny, he would totally understand me. Sorry. Didn't see me until I got interested in WoW again. Have people tested the super chats? No, don't test the super chats. Please. If anything, I'm still dissatisfied. Like, it should show up, like, way better than that. Because I have trouble paying attention to stuff. My guild will testify to that. So if people are doing, like, super chats here, you gotta hear Bob. Instead of Bob's starting town, you start underground. You still start in town. So many things start up in Dornegal. Dornegal's a really cool city. If y'all haven't played through beta and you're looking forward to launch and all that, Dornegal's a really cool spot. It feels like a very, very proper city compared to Dragon Town. Valdraken, even compared to that, it's like really good. Sorry, like, oh, you're fine. This is not sarcastic. I really am just trying to test stuff and make sure that things are working right, and they're not. But that's why we're here. Okay, so that worked. The Twitch stuff works fine. The YouTube stuff is not. That, I am not pleased. Yeah, something, YouTube overlay. Yeah, that's me. I do not see why it won't work. You can't make me not watch. Yeah. Okay, so the Restream client is telling me, congratulations, you've received 100 messages today with a Restream chat. Wow, I just nailed an achievement. Fuck yeah. Okay. Oh, there's a thing that released. You know what? Sure, I'm curious. No, I don't have time. I don't have time to look at WoW videos. Not, I need to fix this. I need to get this shit working right. No, Twitch isn't adding achievements. It's just this. I'm using a client that lets me stream to both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So one, if y'all can tell me if like everything's looking okay, that would be helpful, or if there's like any like visual problems. But I'm also trying to get like certain things working. Like if people on YouTube are like doing super chats or anything or any cool stuff like that, I want like an alert, like how you get with Twitch. But it's not working right, motherfucker. And I'm gonna get mad. I was told to not watch this. I guess that's the secret, huh? That's what makes it work. I saw don't watch, yeah. So okay, let me do a sanity check here. Let me make sure that that this is working. So let me do a thing. So okay, cool. So that's me doing shit, and that works fine. But why is the YouTube stuff not working? So I'm here, and I'm doing the overlay stuff, and here's like an alert box where things supposed to happen. Visibility is on, so it would be right here. You know, so I'm going to emulate a subscriber event thing, or a tip, sure, a tip. So you can see, oh, there it is. It's so big. What the fuck? What? Bro, yo, hey man. Oh, the glamour of making YouTube stuff. It's great. It's great. So I'm gonna make it smaller, and I'm gonna put this thing here. Maybe that'll work. Let's see if that makes the magic happen. Okay. Okay. We're good. We're good. Yes! I'll put it like wherever. It don't matter. Oh my god. Oh my Jesus. Thank you, lady. It works. That's something else. Y'all are paying me to beta test this. Oh, I feel like Blizzard. This is amazing. Thank you. Thank you, by the way. I can try OnlyFans. Who says I haven't? There are no super chats I can see on YouTube. You know better than to tell people to yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I don't have like a stream planned for today, so I'm not gonna be on for like too long, but how you guys doing? You guys doing alright? You good? Is the chat okay over there, or should it be somewhere else? Because like when I play, here, let me get this shit out of the way. This is gonna confuse me. Like, because when I play, like up here is where you see like my meters, and it's like, okay, hey, there's like meters, and I'm looking at that stuff, and some people are curious about that. Okay, y'all gotta stop testing. It works. Thank you guys. But yeah, I don't know if I want. Where do I want the chat to sit? So like, where's the chat thing? So like, here's the chat thing. I don't know if I want it here. And like, do I really need? Oh, thank you for subbing. So maybe I should just get rid of. Well, I imagine that people like having like this thing. you know, they kind of like having that because people like to feel that sort of acknowledgement and everything. So maybe I don't want that to go away. I don't know about these numbers though. You know, total subs, sub goal, blah, blah, blah. If I'm going to multi-stream, especially regularly, then I'm gonna need to have like more info. But then it's also kind of busy, and I don't want things to get all distracted and all that. So like, I think I had it here at first, and it was fine because what's here, actually maybe down here would be better because there's like nothing down here. I have, what do I got down there? When I'm pulling up profession stuff, sometimes quest elements are there. Yeah, there's just like pointless buttons here. Here's the, you know, up in the corner, that corner is the mini map, and you know, I think some people, especially like folks who, you know, unconsciously backseat, as in, and by that I'm just saying, like, if I'm moving around and people are just kind of looking around with me and they're looking at the minimap, they can't see it, and that's probably not good. So why do you need to display chat? We can see it within the client. It's because I'm dual streaming. That's why. So people are able, so people on Twitch and YouTube can see each other. Like, you can kind of see. It's a little bit hard to. It's a little hard to tell. Like, hey, Twitch people, represent. Come on, show up. Show up. Don't. Yeah, don't be strangers. See, there you go. See, so you'll see like the little bong, 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 right there to indicate like who is doing what, who's chatting from where. So that's why I want to have more folks in. That way, when I'm talking with people, y'all know who I'm talking to, or at least you kind of get an idea of who I'm talking to. So no one gets left out. Yeah. We're being beaten by YouTube. How many people from what are watching? So YouTube, we got that handful, and oh, it's like a tie almost. Ooh. Oh my god, and you're gifting too. Oh, dude, Paige, too early, man. The promo hasn't started, so like, I don't know if you guys have heard, but well, I was going to do like a whole, you know, they're going to do drops, they're going to do supporter streamer and all that. But that's not going to start until launch. It's not going to be early launch or early access. So I'm going to try to tell people, hey, if you're interested, hey, that's great, but stop, don't do it. You know, wait until we launch, and then we can get in all that goodness. So yeah. So it's two gifted subs for the pet, and then 4 hours of watch time for the mount, and then the promo's going on for a while too. You got like weeks to do it. YouTube for hey, you know what y'all can do too? You can put up both. Put up a banner saying no gifted subs until the 26th. You know, if anything, I'll do like one of those rotating chat things. Like, hey, thanks for supporting me and blah blah blah. But if you're interested in, you know, gifting or whatever, I'll hold off, or I'll just put up a reminder. I'm not going to say don't gift. I'm probably going to say something like, here's when it happens, you know. What is the pet and mount? You know, let's take a look together. Let me show y'all. So we all learn a little something. Here you go. Support a streamer and Twitch drops a head. Yada, 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 yada. So, boom. So this pet is what we'll be able to get if we participate. So here are the details, if I can get it to show up right. So this is from August 26th. This is launch, the moment that we launch, and it goes on for a full month. So it goes on from August till September. All you got to do is log into Twitch, and while the channel is live streaming World of Warcraft, purchase 2 gift subs. Actually, let me double check this. For gifting. Okay, so gifting. I was looking for that sort of print there. But yeah, as long as you purchase 2 subs of any tier to earn the reward, you just gotta gift them to people, and that's it. Any subscriptions purchased before the above start time will not be counted towards the campaign. Any subscriptions purchased while the channel is not live streaming, wow, with the category set to WoW will also not be counted towards the campaign. And this is Twitch only, mind you. So I'm gonna let folks know that too. You know, make sure that you know, I mean, if you can sub to YouTube for free, you know what I mean. And then the other thing is the mount. Ooh, trading card game mount. So you get the mount. This promo goes on from August 26th until September 19th, which is what, like when the season starts? No. So if it starts, so if it starts here, and then these two things are preseason, that is the start of season 1. This is one. So it ends Thursday when Mythic and Mythic Plus and all that stuff open. Okay. Cool. Now, the other cool thing is that everybody's participating. There's no restrictions. There's no special list of special people that get to be part of the supporter streamer program. So if you got a favorite person who is not me, I'll be sad. But if you got other favorite folks that you want to give them some love, but in the meantime you get a code for a pet, or yeah, you get a code for a pet. Hey, cool. Go ahead and help them out. No problem. I'm setting the gifting bar low for the whales to beat. Challenge. Living plan sounds great. I also think I'm planning almost the exact same, with the possible exception of gathering sooner and more. Yeah, what I wanted to kind of do mostly was, you know, get the lore master stuff out of the way. So that way I don't have to do it later, because it's not just gathering, it's also rep farming and rep grinding that I like doing. So I want to get like I want to get that busy work out of the way. But also something else I forgot. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to unlock Steady Flight. Yeah. Steady Flight feels pretty decent. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but using Steady Flight for farming, it's not so bad. You know, you're moving a little bit slower, but I'm sure I'm gonna feel it more on live when I'm like going kind of slow, and then people are zooming by me getting herbs, and by the time I get to that herb, it's gone. You know, that sort of thing's gonna happen. Then I'll get hella mad, hella fast. So yeah. But I'm also thinking too, like, you know, there's a lot of folks that can participate in early access because they bought the Epic Edition. But I have a feeling that there's a good number of folks that bought the Epic Edition not really giving a shit. They're just still going to go for, you know, they're still going to play the way that they normally do. They'll pop in real quick. Oh, look, it's laggy as hell. Haha, see you guys Monday. Yeah, and that'll be it. But no doubt the people who are looking to get ahead, to make money and that sort of stuff, we're going to be showing up for sure. Now, are we going to make money off of each other doing that? I don't know. I have a feeling that we're really going to see the benefit of selling like the goods that we collect and all that for the general launch. Don't they still have it set for ore and herbs, 10 characters per note? Something like that. But I'm sure we have more than enough stories of when we go up to an herb or a node, and then we want to pick it, and then it's dead, and we get mad. Supposedly, Adventure Mode puts you in a different phase from MSQ folks, so hopefully gathering is less crowded in Adventure Mode. Yeah, that'd be a gamble, too. Especially during general launch. You know, I got Epic Edition, not count on using early access. I doubt it'd be playable. Wow, Family Slideshow Edition. I'm typical me. I'm going to hold out. I'm going to have faith that we will not get screwed. But yeah, we might get screwed. No. I mean, obviously they intend for it to, you know, work just fine. I think crafting tools will be expensive in early access. I think they will be because, like, a lot of us are going to... Well, it depends. Not everyone's going to have access to crafting tools, or at least not the good ones. But hardly anyone is... There's not going to be very many people who will have enough of the stuff, acuity, to buy like the really good tools yet, because a lot of the really good tools are made with are made by crafters who need recipes to get those tools, and they need acuity too. So, dong dong dong. Now, even the green ones might be expensive, but it also, some of them aren't so expensive, but not so cheap. The answer is gathering in war mode. Maybe, yeah, maybe what I'll do. That's a good idea. I didn't think about that at all. Goose. But it's an easy check. I'm gonna gather until I die like twice, and if I die twice within like 10 or 15 minutes, I'm like, nope, not doing it. Then I'll just like dip out. But yeah, that's not a bad idea. I'll wait till I'm max level though. Yeah, I'll wait until I unlock adventure mode. Then I'll do the whole war mode thing. My whole thing though is again, like I definitely want to farm up as much reputation as I can too during early access, so that way I just don't have to worry about it. And I have a feeling that apart from gathering, I'm gonna run out of stuff to do. So I will either gather or I'll get rep. So I might as well do the thing that I know that I'm going to eventually get around to. I'll just do it earlier. So that's my logic. I think there's like a lot of great ideas that folks have as to like what their approach is going to be, and I just wanted to share mine because it's the best. You have early access. My husband planned on a camping weekend for that weekend, so I won't be playing until Sunday evening. So at least hoping that lagging and bugs will be minimal by then. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of folks that still pop in. I'm hoping that it just won't be as bad. I expect to lose at least 8 hours of lag DCs during early access. Coping low expectations will help brave the early hours. I think general release is going to be like the more impactful hit, but we'll see. So, and folks are rightfully worried at the moment. Folks are scared over the current state of the beta. Like, there's one thing in the beta that I'm like, huh? New developer deep dive is out. Yeah, maybe we'll watch that in a bit, just so I can, do some stability checks and stuff too. But there's this event called Awakening the Machine, and I've kind of seen it change and shift, but I never really tested it myself until like the other day. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is an event. It's boring. It's just dudes come at you, you kill them, and then you're done. That's it. There's very little excitement in that event. I think of like some of the other events that we've seen, or the stuff that we're going to see in War Within, like the theater troupe thing, and like all the different activities that you'll do down in Ajkahet for like all the mini factions and stuff. And then this Awakening the Machine thing, I'm like, there's nothing going on. Oh shit. It'll be, yeah. I feel bad for it. Anyway. Plot twist, both releases will crash low. No doubt there's going to be a measure of problems. There's no doubt of that. I didn't check, but I assume the answer is no, they won't have due to Warband. But does the Renown have the same bonus rep at specific levels? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Does the Renown have the same bonus rep? Bonus rep? Oh, I think I missed what you're talking about. Alright, let's see what this thing is about. It's 20 minutes long! Cool. We'll watch it together. Chat, tell me if it's hella loud. Or not.
Welcome to a special edition of Wildcast, and thank you so much for joining us. Launch is right around the corner, and today we are joined by a few incredible guests to share how dungeons, raids, and PvP has evolved, as well as new features like delves and warbands. Please introduce yourselves.
Hello, I'm Laura Sardinia. I'm lead UX designer in the WoW team.
Hey, I'm Morgan Day, one of the associate game directors on World of Warcraft.
And I'm John Mark Hempel. I'm a lead gameplay engineer on World of Warcraft.
How has the team been approaching what's waiting for players at max level for the War Within?
As we've been talking about, the content that players will be experiencing once they reach the end game, there's really been three main pillars we've been focusing on. The first is variety. We want to make sure that there's all kinds of activities for you to do, whether it be in the outdoor world or with some of our new features like delves that are really going to add some new variety for those players. Additionally, we really want to focus on progression and giving players new challenges to try to overcome in the end game. And finally, the story and making sure that that narrative is front and center. Now, whether that's tied into some of these features and some of the content that we built there, or maybe it's focused on the end game campaign that is going to be built out as players progress as well. Something that I think is going to be really transformative and I'm excited about for the War Within is one of our major features, warbands. If you aren't familiar, this is a feature that really ties all your characters together. And really this is our opportunity to make sure that we're really respecting the time of the player behind the keyboard and not constantly asking you to, maybe re-earn something on one character that you've already earned on another one. That's all changing with the War Within, which is really exciting.
John Mark, can you tell us more about the significant undertakings that warbands is about?
Yeah, it's no easy task to reimagine in a modern context what we've done over the past 20 years. I think, Morgan, at BlizzCon, you called this several features in a trench coat. Yeah. And it's very true. In a nutshell, it's really a philosophical shift in how we approach the game. Instead of being from a character focus, we're taking a step back and approaching it more from what the players accomplished over the entire time that they've played the game. Historically, we've added on pieces to individual systems from the engineering side to support features going into expansions. But if we could wave a magic wand and go back 20 years ago, knowing where we're headed today, likely we would have organized those things very differently from an engineering perspective.
Yeah, and I really feel like this is easily one of the largest undertakings that our engineering team has had to develop for an expansion. We always used to look at
that background's
updates
animated.
to future
Well, that's
patches
nuts.
where let's make this a little bit easier for your ult to catch up or earn some progression there, where now that is something that we're really architecting from the forefront and really beginning the conversation with that.
I think when it's all said and done, every engineering sub-team is going to have touched this feature.
So what value do warbands bring?
It's all about being able to transfer stuff between your characters. If you have items that you want to send from one character to the other, you just put it in the warband bank. If you have currency that you want to send from one character to the other, you can just grab it directly from all the characters that are on your account. Or if you're a druid and you're going through one of the old raids and you get a piece of plate gear, your warrior can just equip it.
Yeah, one of the things I love about it is the shared renown, right? Like there's so much reputation that I'm gaining across my characters that will all be combined and consolidated on one account-wide reputation there. And there's a lot of fun stuff that also enables when it comes to like trying to find, more variety in the way I approach the game. For instance, I was leveling, I think, my second character on the beta recently, and I made sure to go out and turn warband questing on so that I saw all the quests that I already completed. It's a little bit less opaque, so it's kind of transparent. And that way like, okay, I've done that quest on one of my other characters. So I can kind of cherry pick all the reputation from quests that I haven't completed yet. Something else when it comes to, maybe gearing that new character, there's actually a new type of item called Warbound Until Equipped, or WOO. This is a new item that will drop in all kinds of endgame content.
No, the WOO is never going to happen. Woo! No.
Including things like Mythic Plus and Raids, where these will be bonus drops, where they'll drop slightly lower item level where you might have earned that reward, and then you can put that in your bank or send it to one of your alts, and actually once you equip it on one of your characters, then it will bind to that character. So the fact that it binds to the warband means we can be really generous with that gear as we're dropping for alts.
I imagine as part of this overhaul that it's led to some unique challenges with the UI.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. UI revamp continues, and warbands was a great opportunity for us to revamp the character select. Last time we did a big entry screen update was during Shadowlands. So with Warband, we did a whole big user experience revamp there. We kept the right side list, but now you can drag and drop much easier your characters, and we have a favorite section there, which is really cool because they're all cross-helm characters that you can have. So you don't need to be back and forth choosing characters. They're all gonna be there for you, very, very easy. And also the tooltips are all new. Now you just mouse over and it's all there for you. So pretty great improvements overall. And also the new bank for your Warband character. So a lot of good improvements that we wanted to make sure it feels natural to players and it just feels great. That's what a good UI should be, you know? So yeah, that's what we're looking for.
There's a lot of functionality out of that too. Like you can craft straight out of your Warband bank. So you can just dump all that stuff in your Warband bank, and you know, one of your other characters who might be able to use that profession stuff will then be able to access it much more quickly. You don't have to mail it around, and you know, it's really looking to streamline a lot of those experiences.
For our Mythic Plus runners or dungeons, any kind of activity that requires a group, we also revamped that left panel, the little ear pane that you push it out. You can now apply grade markers much easier. You can also assign different folks in your group to do so, which before wasn't that easy. And also you can change very easily as well the difficulty of the instance.
One of the other things I love that we added is hubs, right? So on the main map, there's often, as you are progressing in the end game, there's all kinds of content that might be really consolidated in one area, and sometimes it's like, oh, there's so much stuff here, and it makes the map feel like it might have a little bit of clutter on it. So we now have a way to kind of consolidate some of that.
The hubs, as Morgan was explaining, when you get in the War Within, you're gonna see this castle city icon that we're gonna have in each zone, and Dornagal is the biggest one. When you click on it, you can see the city map, and one of the technologies that we wanna add, the hub gonna prioritize for you what is the most important content for you to do. Of course, you can choose to do something else, but we wanna clean up the surroundings of hubs and main cities. So that's the kind of tech that we're looking into UI as well, and we wanna evolve and get players' feedback. Also for the end game, we have a new type of quest that's called meta quests, but those are end game important repeatable quests, and then they are the classic exclamation mark, you know, above the NPC heads, but it's blue because it reminds of the old dailies, but you're gonna have spikes around it, so you know that's like, oh, I should check this out. Yeah, so the hub gonna, when there's something available as a meta quest for that week, the hub will show that to players, so you know that's something that you should do. If you don't have too much time, you probably should prioritize those because they give very, very good end-game rewards. So that's the kind of technology that UI is trying to help players.
Yeah, that's really helpful.
You might be coming back, or you're veteran players, or you just want to, you know, do the easiest thing for the week, and that's going to be all there on the map for you, so you don't have to go back to the icon soup.
Are there any extra quality of life improvements to the UI?
Sure, I've seen a lot of the community very happy about the search bars. So we keep adding those. With Warband, we have a search bar there as well. In Dragonfly, we had the search in the options menu. Professions, of course, if you're searching for something specific, bags, we added that in Dragonfly, and the talents. But now, the spellbook is getting a whole revamp, and it's so good to have a search bar there. The spellbook looks beautiful now, like you can have 2 pages, and that way you don't have to paginate as much. But if you really prefer one pane, there is an icon at the top, which is the collapse one. It comes back to the original classic size. So we know some players really love that, and we want to make sure that everyone is happy with the new spellbook. Having the time to do all that stuff makes us so happy because we want to keep the classic WoW look, even though it looks modern, but it still feel WoW, and that's really important for us.
Morgan, earlier you mentioned you want to empower players to play the way they want to play. How is that going to be approached in the new feature Delves?
Yeah, so you know, like we've discussed, Delves are really bite-sized content, really targeted on those players who love progression in the outdoor world and maybe aren't so excited about going into group content or queued content. Something that they gave us feedback on is that they really wish that there was a way for these to be a bit more difficult and maybe give them a bit of a challenge too. Delves, while the rewards might end at tier 8, so that the item level that you're getting stops there, the difficulty tier goes to 11. And when you reach that difficulty, there will be a hard mode version of Zekfir, which for people who might be familiar with some of those solo challenges like the Mage Tower of the past, this will be a new solo challenge for players to really, try to tackle over
Someone
time.
on
We imagine
YouTube,
this is something that
can
will
you
take
chat
quite a bit of
something out,
effort
please?
and progression to get to the point where you'll be able to defeat Zekfir at that difficulty. And waiting for you, if you're able to do that, is a really awesome, unique, kind of voided out version of that customizable delve mount that you're going to be rewarded with very early on in your delve progression.
Can you talk about the different varieties of delves?
Yeah, so with delves, there's 13 delves in total, and something that we really wanted to focus on was to make sure that each delve had multiple variants, right? So while there's 12
Yeah, I'm
delves that
looking
you'll
at the lag
experience and be
between
sent to,
when people
a
chat
couple in
and then
each
when
zone,
it
every
shows
time
up
you zone
there.
in, we wanted to make
So-
sure that it wasn't just some small tweaks here and there, like the spawning
Sometimes
changed a
it's
little
really
bit,
fast.
or maybe there's some traps that look a little bit different. The actual objectives are changing. Sometimes the way you traverse through the delve completely changes. Maybe you're going to start at the end of the delve this time and work your way backwards. So we wanted to make sure that these different variants were really distinct with each new delve. And we also wanted to make sure that, like I said earlier, with progression to be a large part of this. So there's a couple different aspects of that. For one, the Great Vault, which is something that a lot of our Raid and PvP and Mythic Plus players are familiar with, is going to get an outdoor row with the War Within. So the loot that comes from delves, we wanted to make sure that while it was bite-sized content, that doesn't mean it can't be really rewarding, right? So if you're able to work your way up and defeat level 8, which is where the loot kind of caps out at, your Great Vault will actually reward you with items that are higher item level than you would get out of like a Mythic plus 10 end of run chest. So it's really, really good loot.
Yeah, it's really
and
rewarding.
we want to make sure that you're
Go ahead,
using
Genja.
that gear that you're in along the way to work through
No,
the different
I'll answer
delve
later.
tiers and finally take the fight to Zekfir and by extension Xalatath as well, which also gets us into feeling like delves should be a big part of our endgame story as well, and making sure that they're paying into this narrative of Xalatath and all of our epic heroes that we're experiencing along the way. Something else that we added in the UI for delves is, there's now a whole tab that exists for delves that will exist down with the adventure journal, where you can see Mythic Plus and see your seasonal journey there. Now when you go to the delves tab, you can find the Great Vault from there. You can also see Bran, who's your companion. You can change his spec and see kind of the progression there. So lots of fun UI additions and improvements that have made delves that much more fun.
The team has also made significant changes to the Mythic Plus dungeons. Can you elaborate more on that?
Yeah, so actually, not only is Mythic Plus getting some changes, but also the core progression of dungeons has shifted quite a bit. So if you've been playing Dragonflight Season 4, you might have seen that Mythic 0 has actually gotten quite the facelift. Something that we have noticed in the past is Mythic 0 was great for like 2 weeks of an expansion, and then nobody really needed to do it anymore because they had just progressed into Mythic Plus. So with the War Within, a Mythic 0 will be the equivalent of what, if you haven't played since Shadowlands, a Mythic 10 might have been. So it's quite difficult, and will be equally as rewarding.
I gotta stop there though. Like, what Mythic Zeros give reward wise, I think it only gives veteran gear. Yeah, I think it only gives veteran gear and then champion gear at the... I'm not sure if he's talking about Mythic 10 from a Dragonflight standpoint or a Mythic 10... Yeah, he's probably not... He probably isn't, so I should shut up.
But we wanted to capture that audience of people who loved that feeling of the mega dungeons where there's still progression, but also there's no timer, right? So if that was something that maybe put you off from Mythic Plus, this is something that you can still do with your friends, and hey, you can run AFK if you need to in the middle of these. But for Mythic Plus itself, we really took a huge step back and wanted to do a major affix refresh. We have gone through multiple iterations of that on the beta. We got a lot of feedback from our first iteration of it and have really pivoted significantly since then.
It was kind of neat because we had some players that said, we really like the direction of these affixes. These I don't know about. And then other players that felt the exact opposite. I'm not sure about these, but I really like this direction. And really what it helped us crystallize was we had multiple groups of players that wanted different challenges out of the same Mythic Plus system. Historically, affixes have been a one-size-fits-all approach to challenge and variety. But it was kind of a cool moment. Morgan came to the gameplay engineering team and was like, hey, we got this feedback. We have this idea for making affixes target different level ranges rather than applying to the entirety of Mythic Plus. And the design solution ended up being pretty elegant for engineering to implement. It was like this beautiful confluence of events where we were able to turn this around within, I don't know, 2 weeks or something like that, and get the full revamped system back on the beta for players to test.
Yeah, it was really awesome to see kind of that all come together so quickly. So, you know, what players have seen now and what will be going live with The War Within Season 1 is a version where Xalatath actually plays a major role in the affixes, you know, from the beginning up until level 12. And it's very much one of the goals we had to make sure that the story plays a part in all of our endgame content. So we really wanted to kind of achieve that by having her kind of show up in your Mythic Plus dungeon and maybe throw some spells at you and mess with you.
You know, we're coming up on the 20th anniversary of World of Warcraft this year, and if you're coming back from a break or if you're a completely new player, just learning the dungeons can be daunting on top of affixes and things like that. So this sort of granular way that affixes apply challenges to the dungeons allows players to engage with them in the way that they want to be challenged.
Something that we added in Dragonflight, which is the follower dungeons, are great for that because you can have NPC companions, which are not real players, playing with you through the
They're
dungeon.
real.
And let's say you just changed to a new spec. You want to be a healer now. And I really want to try that first before really going to a dungeon with new players.
We know that players in dungeons often are afraid of trying out new specs. And with hero talents, there's different flavors of new combat for people to try out. And follower dungeons provide a way for you to just go in and feel it out and not be too concerned about how you're impacting other people.
Approachability has been mentioned a few times. How are we applying that to PvP?
Yeah, there's actually a new feature that I am personally going to play quite a bit, where you're going to be able to experience essentially rated battlegrounds. It's called Rated Battleground Blitz, which is a smaller number of players, and you'll be able to earn conquest and, you know, all the awesome rated PvP rewards while playing battlegrounds. Because, you know, we know there's a ton of people who love battlegrounds, but you know, the jump into arenas sometimes might be a little bit scary. That is a much more smaller experience, and you know, each little mistake counts for a lot when you're in an arena. Where in a battleground, you know, there's a lot more going on. Usually they last longer, there's objectives. So we really are excited about that new feature. I know I have done a ton of, I know the community calls them YOLO RBGs, where you can just do RBGs, don't worry about voice chat, you just kind of go in and play. I always love running into those, so having this feature will kind of take that place for me. So I'll be able to earn my conquest early on in the season. Now, I know we mentioned the Great Vault quite a bit earlier when we were discussing this. We actually got a lot of feedback from our PvP players that they don't love having.
Real quick, can I get a volunteer from one volunteer from YouTube, one volunteer from Twitch? I want to time them out. Any volunteers? Come on, sacrifice, please, please. All right, Heathen, you have been chosen. Oh, it doesn't even let me do it in Twitch. Okay, that's okay. So I'm using the restream chat thingamajigger. Yeah. So I guess with Twitch it doesn't let me do it, but YouTube I can. So let's go with Terabad. So I can put the user in timeout on YouTube. Boop. And I don't know how long it lasts. Shit. It doesn't notify me like how long the timeout lasts. And Terabads can't tell me how long it lasts because they're silenced. Shit, so that means I'm gonna have to like go all the way to Twitch to like time. So I'm gonna time out Heathen over on. Well, okay, I know how that works. Fuck that. But yeah, I can't do it from here. Okay. All right, we're back.
To have the Great Vault be such a big part of their itemization and gearing journey. Not only does it add some potential randomization, right? Like maybe first week of the season you got a weapon and I don't, and that, you know, kind of can create some imbalance there. But also,
Yeah,
like we're talking about accessibility, it can also cause problems where, you know, maybe you're a couple weeks into the season and you just now want to get into PvP, but there's no catch up on the Great Vault. So you can feel like you're permanently behind on PvP, and it's maybe the barrier to entry is a little too high for you to get into that. So not
How long was the timeout? Did it tell you how long the timeout is, Terabads?
Having that in the Great Vault actually solves a lot of problems for us, giving players more agency in how they're rewarded, and also we have much stronger catch-up on things like our conquest currency for PvP players. So we think that will be a big step forward for that audience, and hopefully, inspire some people to check out PvP in the War Within.
Raiding is an integral part of endgame. How is the team approaching raids this tier?
Yeah, so Nerebar Palace is going to be an epic experience. Nerubians galore in there, and one of the cool new features that we're introducing with War Within is to play through the raid, or at least experience the ending with Queen Ansurek solo. So we wanted to make sure that for people who were really engaged in that story at the end game, but maybe didn't want to go into queued content or don't have a whole group to go into the raid with, they'll still be able to see that epic finale. Something else that I think is really fun, there's a lot of variety in player skill across all of our player types in the game, and we have a lot of difficulties for them, but even within a single raid, there can be a lot of progression that you're experiencing. And with Dragonflight, we added a new item upgrade system where you could upgrade some of your gear, but some players also found that they might not be able to quite get over that hurdle on one of the, maybe the end boss or something that comes as the penultimate boss. So we're adding a new quest that will unlock about a month into the War Within, that every week you'll get a little bit
time
more
yourself
powerful.
out. Okay, let's try that.
It's kind of reminiscent of like Hellscream's war song back in Icecrown Citadel, but you'll have to kind of earn your way through that progression.
Go for it.
Not only is there awesome gear to be earned as you progress through the raid, but we wanted to make sure that for people who might take a little bit longer, there's some more progression along with just the gear.
That buff's applied throughout your warband, right? It's not just on the character.
Yeah, that's another really fun thing. Again, like that was something that maybe would have just been applied to a single character, but in War Within, that buff is across my whole warbands.
That's cool.
While we are talking about raids, I'd love to bring it up, the self-highlight option, which I'm a huge fan. You can highlight yourself and persist that. But now you can even have an icon on your head that nobody can take from you. So that is awesome. For players, I'm included, that I cannot find myself in the whole chaos of a
What if
raid
you're
bot
double
or
starred,
even
though?
Mythic Plus. There's also another option that's called Show Silhouette when Obscured. If you have that on, there is a silhouette of your character between that pillar. Let's say it's a pillar, so you see your character there.
I always call those like the flag boss or the tree boss, where it's like,
Yes.
the flag is in my camera. That's really
Can't put
cool.
yourself in time.
And I love that. And not only those cool options, but there's so much more to explore in the War Within. And I'm really excited for our players to come on this journey with us. Both players who have been with us all through Dragonflight, as well as players who might be returning.
Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this look into endgame content.
It was great. I was kind of expecting to see stuff on like the outdoor zone content and stuff, but I guess not. Let me answer questions and then I'll cut out. I think I've done a good bit of testing. This seems stable. This seems usable. It's just a little unwieldy when if I need to like moderate stuff because I don't have mods. I don't have regular mods, so that could always be an issue. But anyway, oh, my chat just disappeared. Oh shit. Uh-oh. I just lost chat. Oh, that's not good. Uh-oh. Fuck. Oh wait, no, I found it. Okay, I dragged it somewhere weird. Okay, so I didn't lose it. Let me see what you guys were talking about earlier, because some people had questions about stuff. Let's see. I kind of answered this, but I'll answer it again. Someone was asking, I saw in different YouTube guides that the knowledge points to level the professions won't be found in stones like we have in Dragonflight, so I assume the crafts, work orders, and weekly will help us gain them, but what about the gathering professions, please? So they're asking, how do you get more knowledge points if you can't use like crafting orders and patron crafting orders? There are three kinds of points that you'll find as a gatherer person. There's like these rare things there's these rare items that you'll find when you're gathering. You get 1 point off those. There's an epic one that'll give you like a couple more, and that's kind of what we're used to. So we get like a couple of weeks. But if you're behind, if you're like weeks, months, whatever behind, you're gonna get a third kind of rare material or rare item that gives you a +1 to your knowledge points, and you just keep getting that. So just keep gathering. That's it. Just keep gathering. I think there was like a couple of other things. Out of curiosity, what did I set my YouTube video bitrate to? I think they recommend 15,000. It depends on the quality that I set it to. Right now, I'm set to like half that, because Twitch does not ask for a lot. Then again, I think Twitch will ask for more now that I'm partner. So, okay, I can't see what the. Oh no, it's 6,000 right now. Or yeah, so six megabits per second. And I think someone was asking if I was like if I checked out cooking. One cast of Midnight Feast requires 600 fish. I started checking out cooking and fishing last night. Like once I finished the leveling plan video, I was like, all right, let me see what else I can do, and that's the plan. But I think beta's still down right now. Let me see. Beta. Anyone know where you can buy the wire shirt on the left? Oh, I think you were talking about the trans flag color one. I think that was only available like during Pride Month. That's what they typically do. But sometimes they'll come up on sales, so you may want to just double check if like it, but it's on their gear store. Sometimes they'll have things on sale. Let me see. Let's find out. What's the worst that could happen? Something. Warcraft and shirts. Show me the shirts. T-shirts. There you go. So, what do we got? We got. Well, not that. And we're going, and we're going, and we're going, and we're going, and that's it. Nope, no shirt. So I guess they might come up in a sale. I have seen them come up in like clearance sales and stuff, but they typically go quick. Let's see what else. Extended maintenance. Okay, yeah, it's still maintenance. Whatever. I don't think they're promoting the Outdoor World content much. Probably not happy with it. I mean, aside from the like, I enjoy what's coming, and I like the way that it's framed. I think like more than anything, it's delves, and I think if we're gonna take a slider, right, or a scale, and we had to say that, I would say that delves took up a lot of dev time that was taken away from other outdoor content, maybe, kind of, sort of. So we'll see. Will you be able to watch me for the Twitch drop mount on the 26th? Yes. Any and all participating streamers will be able to be a part of that. Just keep in mind that that's a Twitch promotion. It is not a YouTube streaming promotion. This is Twitch only. Found your channel great content for my friends and I who are returning years after not playing. Said that I am an Alliance player. I am definitely not an Alliance player. I play Horde, not the other ones. Are Mythic Zeros open during early access? No, Mythic Zeros are not open until the season begins. Did I notice the non-evoker Dracos or Drakthir on the stream? I did not. But we know it's coming. It's just a matter of when. So we already saw that there's like an 11.0.5 encrypted build. I'm gonna say like no later than that. Are we gonna start seeing? Oh no. I'd say no later than season 2. That we'll see Drakthir. No later than that, but we might see it sooner, which would be kind of cool. Question: should I start leveling my profession like crafting before or after I hit max level? Why not while you're leveling? Because the actual the mechanical, the actions that you take when you're leveling your professions, it's not a lot that you're doing. I would advise, if you want that character to be max level, just level it up. Whatever. If you don't care about that character to be leveled up, then just do the profession. Like, I have very clear lines for my characters. It's like, okay, this character and this character, they're going to be max level. The rest, I don't care. Not a big deal. I don't need them to be max level, so they won't. So. They replaced the logins. Yeah, it's funny. Like, I've been seeing this for a while now, but it's only been recently. So here's so this is beta, all right. This is the now live client where they changed it. Like, I've been seeing this for like so long. I just kind of like, it just kind of threw me off. I was like, oh, this finally only now changed. I thought it changed a while ago. No, wait, I'm back. Okay, so what was it, like 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes? Okay, so there might be a new cinematic that comes out in like 4 minutes. I guess I'll stay on for that, just to, just for entertainment. I'm gonna be watching it anyway. I might as well watch it with you folks. Sure. Of course, you can watch it yourself too. But yeah, that will hopefully be out. If it's not out in 5 minutes, as in like 2 minutes after the top of the hour, I'm gonna dip out. I think I've done enough testing here. I think this works out. This whole dual stream thing, this seems stable enough. Hey, Festies. What's the best gathering race, in my opinion? I would say Drakthir, probably. I think they give the most consequential bonus with the plus 2% to perception. That means something, right? I think that means a little bit more than plus 5 skill to whatever profession that you're focused on. That plus 2 perception, it applies regardless of what your gathering is. But I'd say Earthen might not be bad either, because they give plus 2 finesse, so you get a higher proc of getting not rare materials, but just more materials. So I think both of them are not so bad. High Mountain Tour, yeah. But depending on, it also depends on, like, are you going to be a dual gatherer? Are you just going to focus on one thing? So, which streaming platforms am I multicasting? Right now, it's just going to be Twitch and YouTube. That's it. I haven't even tried, like, TikTok streaming. I think the person that I am, the way that I am, I don't think that would really work anyway. Eating from Sweden. Hey, just say great video you put out about how to launch lookalike. Really, thank you, appreciate it. Best is double gather, Earthen, and Drakthir. Yeah, both of those I think would be really good choices. But Earthen aren't going to be out immediately, so that kind of like sets people back. 10 second cooldown of the self flame. I thought it was 5. I thought it was a 5 second cast time to switch, but then of course you got to mount back up too. I think it depends on. It's going to depend on traffic and how busy things are. I would say, if you are, I'd say just to stick to steady flight for those folks. Just stick to that. Really. I think that's speaking just for me it's mentally easier to just stick to one flight style and ta-da, because I know what I would do if I had like one mount button for steady flight, one mount button for skywriting. I'd fuck it up so many times, and then I'd throw myself off, and I'd fuck up my rhythm. So I would rather just stick to steady flight for it. But if I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm done in this zone, I'm going to the other one. Sure, I'll just switch my flight style, go back, switch it back, and then I'm done. Whatever. You dismount and you can't self-fly again for 10 seconds? You can't self-fly? Or are you talking about the Drekthir thing? I think for steady flight folks, a druid is best. I mean, since you still can't, as far as I recall, you still can't mine in flight form, right? Or can High Mountain? Yeah, now I'm trying to remember. Can High Mountain Tauren mine while in flight form? Because I don't know. I don't think there's a single character that could just be like, okay, no, they can't. Okay. But they mine faster. Yeah, they mine faster, but I'm using my Undead Hunter. That's my dual gather because I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, it's a big deal, but it's not enough for me that I'm going to like switch characters, classes, stuff like that. Like, I'll be okay. Challenge accepted. I'm watching. Hi. Okay, so it's 2 minutes. Let's see if this thing had posted or not. That's an hour ago. Let's check the... Ooh. Here's something very important. Chat. All right, hold on. Okay. Since I'm on and I'm doing this, let me check if this quick link thing works. YouTube.com/socialbreezy/live thing. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, I was concerned about how much of a pain in the ass it would be to like link the stream, but apparently a link like that should work just fine. So yeah, we're good. Sweet. Don't tell me not watch. I'll watch it. Has anything been said about with the early access being on a non-reset day? Does that mean we'll get worldwide reset day at the same time? I think, if I recall from earlier expansions, it's going to obey your regional rules. Do you benefit from YouTube Premium? I think you should. I'm not entirely sure what the benefits are, but like no ads, things like that. So that's sub on Twitch anymore? Yeah, if you don't want to. Anyway. So if I'm remembering this correctly, what should happen is, early launch on the 22nd. The actual launch, early launch on the 22nd, the actual launch on the 26th, but the first reset is when all the stuff happens. So the Tuesday reset, that's going to be that's going to be like the next day after launch. And then for Europe, it's going to be Wednesday, so the day after that. So that's what we should expect. So, by the time we get to Wednesday, everyone's on a even playing field. Minus $5 for you. Your premium YouTube watch time, it probably won't equal $5, but that counts. That counts as you watching a bunch of ads and stuff like that. So you're okay. I mean that, and there's the thing, like, if you're happy, that's more important to me, because then you'll keep watching, I guess. You're not done with all because you piece out quickly. Excited you're going to stream to YouTube. Twitch isn't my thing. I love pause and catch up, premium, no ads, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. I mean, it still sucks that when it comes to promos and stuff like that, YouTube still hasn't quite caught up with that. You know, there's no YouTube drops, unfortunately. It's only Twitch drops and promos that are going to be happening. But I will stream on both platforms. I just want to, you know, double check and make sure that people are clear on that. Like, I don't want to see YouTube people, like, you know, drop tips and subscribe and all that stuff thinking that they're going to get something out of it. So just want to make sure that everything is cool there. Hey, Grim. I think I figured out what would be a perfect way to make to be a global reset simultaneous for a race to world first. I'm sure there's all sorts of, like, both technical and labor things. You know, that's a reason why they don't do that. Sucks, but oh well. Do you get early launch with heroic version or just epic? Just epic. I'll switch over for the drops. We'll definitely watch way more here than I have on Twitch. Cool. No, I'll appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make this regular and try to get used to the routine, because it's like trying to ride two bicycles at the same time, if that makes any sense. So I got to get used to it and figure things out and make sure that I can get things like this to work for me properly, and hopefully it won't be shitty. Yeah, but yeah, it seems to be running good. But for now, that's going to be it. So tomorrow's going to be a regular-ish stream, but I will multi-stream. So this will be like, I'll try to make this like a normal thing. I may want to start formally asking people to volunteer as moderators, you know, for people who are like very regular, and, you know, to just help out with, like, in case I like lose control of shit. Sometimes the auto mods are able to, like, do stuff, but just gotta make sure. Start streaming to TikTok. I don't even know how any of that shit works, dude. You get to fight with two streaming platforms. Yay! That's gonna be awesome. So anyway, off I go. I'm gonna head out, make sure that everything here is, like, stable and working, and blah blah blah. Thank you guys for helping me test by just chatting and doing stuff with me. But off I go. You guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys for the next thing, and until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, stay breezy.